Adventure is in my blood. Finding treasures big or small and having fun is what it's all about. With my wife Melissa and our 3 kids, life is pretty full. But there isn't a mountain we can't climb together. This isn't your ordinary antique store. My name is Alex Archbold and this is Curiosity Inc. I stopped by the fellow's place that had the die-cast collection, and I see something in his shed here that I think I might be able to use for the house. An old Kelvinator fridge, which looks to be in pretty good shape. But I might have to come back for this guy in a couple days, load it up, and get that back to the house. It's really cool. You always seem to find the most interesting stuff.
That was a project done by a fellow we grew up with over here. It was just bizarre.
Yeah, he's got character, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I ended up with a whole pile of these steam engines not that long ago. See some more tins here.
Believe it or not, when I renovated the house,
Sharpening
that's what
stone.
I found in the wall.
Of this house?
Those 3 tins there. That. And this hat was in the wall.
Some guy was working and left it in there?
It was my grandpa, because I found a picture of my grandpa back in the 30s wearing this hat.
Coco the Wise. And these are all the... Okay, now this was a... That's the Indian head one.
Yeah.
This one's Mohawk.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we were looking at the silverware, and then I kind of got distracted by the fridge.
Yeah, like I was saying, is anything with the CN rail
Yeah.
is after 1960.
There we go. So you've got a 1939 newspaper from June, and that car right there I drove last summer, and that's the one that we got donated to the Reynolds Alberta Museum, and there it is. I was just at the museum today, we were talking about that car, and now here you've got a bunch of memorabilia.
Documentation.
And your dad worked that day.
My grandpa.
Your grandpa.
Yeah, I've got the documents for the...
And there's his armband.
His armband.
Was he, what was his job when he was there in the royal visit?
First aid.
First aid, okay, well that makes sense why it's St. John's.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is, yeah, St. John's. Neat. Yeah, well, I have a connection with that, so that'd be of interest to me. Everything, including the world in here, and you can always tell the age of a globe by what was happening over in Russia around that time. Siberia, Moscow, Europe, Asia. It doesn't even really list Russia on that one.
Yeah, it does. The little one?
On the little one?
It does, but it's not in the right place.
Oh, okay. It's not where you'd expect it to be.
Yeah, I think it was...
Oh yeah, USSR.
Yeah.
So probably 1950s or so. That guy looks like it's got some age to it as well.
Yeah.
USSR.
First thing I can tell you the age is you look at Canada.
Yeah.
And if it says the Republic, or not Republic, Dominion.
Dominion of Canada.
Then it's pre-1967. Somewhere in there.
Yeah. That's McGilla Gorilla.
That is McGilla Gorilla.
Case kind of stuck on it?
No.
Oh, there's, yeah, nice little Remington. Looks to be in good shape.
It is.
Okay.
Like I've had it for 35 years, and all I've ever done is open the lid and look at it.
Well, sometimes that's all people do with these, right? But there's more and more people actually typing with them nowadays, too.
Yep.
And this is what we kind of were looking at last time. These are all... Johnny Lightning they went out of business.
Did they?
Yeah. They're thinking about bringing them back, though. But they went out of business. That's American Graffiti. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, any 1/64 scale cars like this, I usually can find a home for. So I'll pretty much just pile most of these together, and we'll see if we can't do some damage today. God, air pistol. Shoots pretty well everything. So lots of stuff. This time we are getting through some of the cars, and I'm hoping to at least find some that are Mopar or muscle cars or race cars, something cool that'll be an easy seller at the shop. So I'm gonna keep browsing around. Just noticed he had a old taxi topper in the garage there. We're gonna set that down. And look, there's the meter. So you got instant cab right there. Pretty cool. I'm getting quite the pile of stuff together here. I am gonna get that old hat, the typewriter. Well, have to see what all this stuff comes to, but really, really neat. So here is the dilemma for this morning. My car is completely packed all the way through. I don't think BMW ever imagined people would be putting a whole bunch of old stuff piled in their car. I've got to unpack all this stuff and start sorting through it. So we'll do some unboxing on camera in just a couple minutes. Okay, I'm back at the shop and it's unpacking time. I know there was quite a few treasures in there that I was not expecting, and really a lot of the boxes of die-cast cars, I kind of had a peek inside, saw they were cool, and ended up buying them more or less sight unseen. So we're gonna go through these boxes and see exactly what's inside. Box number 128. Yeah, everything labeled so nicely. Okay. These are Johnny Lightning. This was a higher end die-cast toy from the 1990s. This is from 2000. It looks like it has a CD of Surf City, Jan and Dean. So you get music, you get the actual song, and you get the car. You get the little Surf and Woody wagon. It looks like these are all going to be 1/64 scale. Little GTO. It's kind of a neat idea. You get your music. Nowadays it could just be a download, but that's cool. And Johnny Lightning made some that were called White Lightning. Those are a variant that you could find that had usually white tires or a white interior. They're worth a little bit more than what the average ones are. It's kind of neat. An old, looks like a power wagon. That's pretty cool. I like the ones that look authentic. Not a huge fan of the ones that have logos and stuff all over them, but I do like this style. I see a Volkswagen and a bus, so I'm going to go through this and see exactly what we have in here. I'll lay them out. All right, digging through the first box, I see I've got the entire set of Grateful Dead. So there's a banjo playing turtle, because why not? Of course, all these classic Grateful Dead logos. So if you were a Deadhead or into Jerry Garcia, who I love Jerry Garcia and his work, by the way. He looks kind of like a cotton ball with eyeglasses. He's a lovely man, wonderful musician. Very cool. And there was some military ones, so a whole selection of World War II and a little bit more modern. And then Monopoly series. So there's some that have Monopoly pieces. I was just noticing that they come with their own customized Monopoly piece. So if you play Monopoly and you got one of these, you could be the, you know, the Chevy Cameo truck as you go around the track. That's pretty cool. Some boogie vans. And these are all probably, at this point now, nearly 19 years old, so they've been packed away for some time. Very neat. Box 129. And I didn't buy all 129 boxes. I bought the ones I thought I could do something with for now. I'll probably go back and get more. Muscle cars. Okay, there's the Thunderbolt. Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt. And there are, it looks like this might have some more of the Cudas and some of the hotter cars. These were always better sellers back in the day. Some of those up top. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so a good little variety of muscle cars. These ones are always nice because the hood's open on them. They've got rubber tires. A little bit more detailed than your average car. And since they're not in production anymore, they're a little bit more rare. So we'll get these guys sorted and put up on the counter, get them ready to go. One thing that always remains collectible are movie and TV cars. And I'm finding a few in here from American Graffiti, Dukes of Hazzard, Charlie's Angels. I'm gonna go through this batch and see how many I have, but there's also some larger ones from 1/18 scale too. So we're gonna dig around and see how many more of these are in these boxes. All sorts of movie cars. Smokey and the Bandit's Trans Am, Gone in 60 Seconds GTO, Hardcastle and McCormick, that's an odd one. Two-lane blacktop, the A-Team van, Smokey and the Bandit, the Vanishing Point, the Challenger RT, the Smokey and the Bandit's Trans Am. These are the big ones, the Batmobile. You guys remember Grease? A couple little dioramas from Grease, including Grease Lightning. There's John Travolta, apparently. Lots of neat stuff. Haven't found the Jaguar yet, but did get the Corvette. Big Felicity Shagwell's car. It's closing in on the end of the day here. I've only got a couple hours left before we close, and I still don't have everything put away. And my mission is to always make it so the store is somewhat shoppable and things are priced before I go away for a couple days and I'm off to the house tomorrow. And I haven't done the best job, so I still have to work and get the stuff out. That said, I have a whole lot of miniature toy cars now, as you can kind of see in the cabinets here behind me. I am going to be very well stocked when it comes to the die-cast. Next, I have to go through a box of other treasures that is not related to toy cars, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to find some cool stuff in there. For those people who collect 1/18 scale die-cast, which is the size of these cars, I did find some neat ones, which are all generally movie related. And if you look behind me here, you can see things like American Graffiti, Vanishing Point, Smokey and the Bandit. I tried to pick out all the ones that were more or less movie related, or Mopar. Stuff like Dodge Challengers, Cudas Chargers. There's the Warlock truck down there, and the what's it called now? The Little Red Express. Those are a little bit more desirable and hard to find. So I tried to find all the cool ones I could this round. I'm gonna have to go back again because the guy has tons. But let's dig through another couple boxes here and see what else we found. He packed everything up nicely for me. The reason I don't normally get into cutlery, but the reason I bought these ones is that they were off of the Canadian National. See, that one says steamships on it. So anything that's either steamship related or, you know, if you're talking about trains, the earlier the better. These are the older steamship and railway cutlery that you would have had when you're in the dining cars or in the dining area. Neat thing. It's the only type of silverware and dishes I kind of get into are the ones that are off of, you know, like a ship or something. This is a shaving mug with a name on it that is not used commonly anymore, but it is a shaving mug with a horse on it. I picked it up. Somebody will want that. It's just kind of an unusual piece. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, I got this because I might use it at the house that I'm working on. It's either a little shaving dish or a little container for soap, but it just screws right into the wall, and I think it'll look perfect. There was also an old toilet paper roll holder and some other things too. So I did find a few things that I was shopping for the house for. So I'm going to keep those aside and remember to bring them with me. And this is kind of cool. This is DuPont smokeless black powder from Delaware, but look, it's got the hunting hounds on it. The old box, and it still actually has a little bit of powder in it, so I have to be somewhat careful with that. But that's a neat old advertising container, and somebody who collects hunting memorabilia or collects old cans would think that thing is pretty cool. There was another, let's see, this was a Parker Hale shotgun patch for cleaning and oiling 12 gauge, 16, 20 gauge shotguns. So I guess it's just a like kind of a plug thing you stick in your shotgun to clean it out. Still nice old packaging. I, of course, had to pick up Coco the Wise Monkey. That was just too cool to leave behind. You know, kind of an oddball little thing. Sits on your shelf. He's brass. I thought that was pretty neat. Sometimes the oddball stuff I just like. I'll put a picture of him up on Instagram later. Always look for the repeater tobacco because you can see it's got this great image of a Mountie horseback on it. And condition's not bad. You know, you take a little bit of cleaner or polish to that and it would come right back up. You just have to be very careful not to take the image off, but that's a cool piece. The little telegraph with the battery pack and all the accessories for it. Another, oh, Camel, and this isn't Camel cigarettes, that's Camel vulcanizing patches for your car. Looks almost like the Camel cigarette logo, but this is different. Toronto, Ontario, and Muskogee, Oklahoma. Advertising stuff always does well. Some old knives, some German blades, kind of a neat one here. It's made in France. So this is a French-made knife. Wooden handle. Comes out of the side. Good condition overall. We do always carry a few pocket knives around. This was the companion piece to the parking sign that I picked up. The meter. So if you want to build a car that looks like a cab, it's kind of cool to have the original meters and things like that. That one's not terribly old. It's probably the 70s or 80s, but still neat. And leave it to cleaver. A nice big old cooking cleaver. Now certain ones, okay, that's Henry Boker, Germany, so German-made cleaver. These things will actually stay in really great condition. You could clean this and use this. This is a a usable item, and some chefs prefer to use antique tools because the steel is different and it's preferred. I think that looks like a bayonet. So that's the attachment point where it would go on the end of a rifle. Probably World War II, I would think. Maybe earlier. Maybe this is World War I even. I'll have to take this out and have a closer look at it. It's definitely got some age to it. Let's see if it's maybe a Ross or an Enfield. Being in Canada, it might be British. But it does have the original sheath for it. And that'll go nice in our military case. So I've got to unpack all this stuff and get it put away before the end of the day here. It is the end of the day and I got pretty much everything put away. I had to rearrange some of my counters. I found a Johnny 7 gun in one of the boxes that I bought. That was really cool. All the die casts are out. And generally, the store is more or less shoppable. Still have a lot more work to do for after the weekend, but for now, at least Sean, my employee, can sell some things over the weekend. And this is another day done. So thanks again for watching on this week's adventure. Found some really neat stuff. If you want, you can check us out on Instagram at Curiosity Inc. YEG, and on Facebook as well under Curiosity Incorporated. I'm glad that you guys like watching these shows. We like putting them on, and hopefully you found today's adventure kind of cool. We'll see y'all soon, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.